Welcome to the best way to look for colleges if you're a swimmer. Come over here, go to swimcloud.com. From swimcloud.com, you can look up any school. So let's look up Indiana University. And it pops up Indiana University Bloomington. That's Indiana University. And it immediately has a bunch of stuff about that you can look through, but this isn't the interesting stuff. You can look at their latest swim meets that they competed at, things like that, their rankings, and see how their school is doing over a period of time, both for men and for women. They're on the rise. But what I always found interesting about SwimCloud is not just the fact that they have their rankings and their times and their records and even their roster and coaches. The best thing about SwimCloud is it gives you a brief overview of the school itself. So you can just come here, it says a large 4-year primary residential, confers bachelor degrees, has over 9,999, 25 to 49% of degree speaking, etc. 4-year educational institution. It's in a city, although Bloomington's not a large city. How big the school is, it's a big school. What kind of school it is, a public school. That's kind of interesting. I think you probably knew that already. It's a Division I school. It's in the Big Ten for both guys and girls. Gives the website for the school if you want to go to investigate it. And if you didn't know it was in Bloomington, it is, and you can go look at Bloomington on the map. But then it gives a breakdown of how much does it cost to go to Indiana University. And it says an annual cost of $15,800 depending on where you sit income level. So this is the average cost, but then it breaks it down by family income level, how much it might cost if you were planning to go to school here. And this obviously doesn't include any athletic scholarships or things like that. It comes over here, how many students receive federal loans. That's a lot. So then it comes and gives you a graduation rate and graduation and retention rate. And it tells you, this is not for the swim team, this is for the school itself. So this is general information about the school. Again, it gives you a lot of different information about the school, about the student body, about, what does it take to get into the school? Well, this is the normal average admission rate requirements for the school. It tells you what kind of programs and majors they have, and it has a lot. So, you have a big long list of programs and majors because this is a major school. It's got a lot of things that you can choose. But this is a great way to kick off a look at the school itself. Hey, I'm interested in Indiana University. They swam really well Olympic trials, so I want to see what they're like. And you can just come here, and it gives you a really good snapshot of what you want to do. So if I was looking here and I was an engineering major, I would flip through here and realize there's no engineering degree here. So that's when actually it is showing an engineering. Okay, that's new. So if there's certain things that they may be known for, or you're going to have to investigate further on this. But again, this gives you a good snapshot right away of the school and what it's all about. Then let's go look and see, where do I fit on this? Well, I'm a 425 500 swimmer. So I come here and I'm a guy. So I'm going to look at men's, and I'm going to look at their 500 freestyle. And if I look at their 500 freestyle for this year, I see they've got a lot of guys that are faster than 425. So I got to think, twice about, this is the school for me. This may not be the school for me. I might not be fast enough to be at this school right now. So, this is a good way to check it out. You can check out your times here. I mean, if you want to do a deeper dive, you know, you're a 147 200 flyer. Okay, I'm not fitting in this top ranked group of kids. So the likelihood of getting a scholarship, the likelihood of being part of the Big Ten team at the end, well, who knows? You know, this guy swam at Big Ten Conference Championship. We can kind of just take a look and see that 200 fly, which is on the last day, by the way. And you can see where people placed in prelims. And you had two guys in the final. You had another guy go in the B final, and then nobody in the C final. So then you had, in the prelims, you had guys that scratched out of the 144, 145. And you know, you can go down through here and see where did the people place in what events and that sort of thing. If you can make their Big Ten team, then maybe you have a shot at swimming there. But in general, I would say that if you can't be in the top 4 or 5 swimmers in any particular event, then you're better off looking somewhere else to go to school. And there's lots of other schools. So another way to attack it, if you're just looking at times, is to click on top times and click on your event. Let's look at 500 free and look at a 425 again. So we get a pretty good idea of where 425 sits. So 425, 23, 24 USA Swimming rankings. You know, there's a lot of 425. So you're fitting in this area. But now that I'm just looking at this doesn't look like college rankings. This looks like just club rankings. So change the organization. I didn't see that to college. And we get, yes, this looks more like it. 425 is not on the first page, not on the second page, not on the third page. A lot of people going fast. Not on the fourth page, and not on the fifth page. We keep going, and 425 is on the fifth or sixth page. So then we can look at, okay, this guy is swimming for Arizona State University. He goes to 425. This guy's swimming for Northwestern. He goes to 425. This guy's swimming for Louisville. He goes to 425. This guy swam for Tufts and went a 425. Okay. This guy swam for Southern Methodist. He went a 425. So just by looking at times, you can get a general idea of what schools might accept you, because they already have kids that go those times. But again, if you do a deeper dive on any particular school, like let's do a deeper dive on Northwestern, I'm going to right click and open it a different, so I can leave that open. And go to their times. Again, we're looking at the 500 free. So second place, 500 free, 425, and you're going to 425. So maybe this is a good place for you. You're definitely competitive with a 425 in the 500 freestyle. If it's something you want to do you want to be in Division I? Do you want to be at the Big Ten? Now, obviously, Northwestern's not competing at the top of the ranks here, but they are a Big Ten school, obviously a very good academic school, so that's something that you're going to have to look at too. So that it's, you could also look at, say, the University of Louisville, and again, go to their top times, go to the 500 free, and you'll see 425's way down here. Yes, this guy swam it, but you notice he didn't swim it at the ACC. He swam at the Ohio State Invitational. So he probably, while he's able to be on the team, and if you're looking long term and you just want to be on the team to start, and you're okay with that, but he didn't get to go to the ACC championships because he wasn't fast enough. It looks like it would have taken him 4:19 to go for Louisville. So again, this is a really quick way to quickly drill down on schools that you might be interested in. The other way to look at this ranking here is you can kind of look at the meets that these guys did their performances at. He did a Purdue Invitational. That was probably a last chance qualifier for Big Tens or something like that. But you can look, say, at the NESCAC championships. These guys, he won in NESCAC championships. So you can look at the conference championship meets, sort of see where might you fit in a conference setting. Well, if I look at the 500 free prelims, I see that, hey, in the prelims, I would be right up in there with a 425 at NESCAC. If I want to be like one of the top swimmers, Connecticut College or Tufts or Williams, these are all D3 schools, by the way, but they're very good D3 schools. Bates, Amherst, these are very elite academic schools as well, for the most part. You have Middlebury in there. You're going to be a star at the Division III level. And contrary to what people think, and I learned this especially when I had started having kids recruited by D3 schools, and D3 schools will say that they don't allow athletic scholarships, and that is true. But like when my son was being recruited by Carthage College, he was given a number, and that number, I think it was like $18,000, and that's what he would have had to pay per year to go to that school. And there, to go to Carthage at the time, it was probably about $30,000, and so he was getting a decent amount of money, it's scholarship money from them, academic, that kind of stuff for him. But 2 weeks later, he went to the Illinois State Championships, came second in the 200 fly, went a 150. He dropped from a 156 to a 150. Well, immediately thereafter, Carthage College, all of a sudden, the cost was going to be $8,000. Now, he didn't all of a sudden get smarter or get better grades or, do something else. It was strictly his swimming that earned him another $10,000 leadership scholarship. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the cost of some of these schools. A lot of D3 schools are very expensive, but a lot of D3 schools also offer a lot of subsidy, a lot of scholarship type money to the right people. And a lot of times those right people are the people that are fast at swimming. So don't rule a D3 school out just because it's not D1 or it's not. There's still can be very competitive at the D3 championships. In fact, if you go D1, unless you're a superstar, you're probably not going to go to the NCAA National Championship. You're likely to be, your big meet will be at their conference, whether it be Big Ten or SEC or ACC. Your big championship meet would probably be there. Like if you look at top times from Big Tens, like the Andrew Martin here, he's the best guy in the 500, and that's a very good time, 4:14. Doesn't qualify for NCAAs. So, it takes something special to really qualify for NCAAs. So don't rule out, D3 schools. Don't rule out D2 schools. D3 especially have some very high academic schools. There tend to be smaller schools, but they have a lot of high academic schools. Also, don't rule out, like an IUPUI or a UIC, or, you can have a very good education and a very good swimming experience swimming at a lower level Division I school. There was a boy that placed third, I think it was, at Olympic trials from Towson. You've probably never heard of Towson, but it's a Division II school. And there was another boy, Andrew, I can't remember his last name. Anyway, Andrew that was at D3 Emory, and was really, really fast. I mean, he was, national champion type fast. So you still can perform at these schools, and just take a look around. This is a great way to get started. Don't forget about the about part. It really does a great job of breaking things down for you, how much it's going to cost, what the graduation outcomes, the whole breakdown, so that you don't have to, you can quickly go through a lot of schools just doing this general look at things, because that's what you need to start with. And so the number one thing I would say with recruiting is get started, and get started now. You may not be ready to decide, but at least you'll have an understanding when it comes to decide, or people start recruiting you, that that's somewhere I might like to go, or no, that's not a place that I would like to go. Everybody wants to go to Stanford on a Division I scholarship, or Cal Berkeley, or maybe Texas now. Everybody wants to go there on a Division I scholarship, but not everybody's going to be fast enough. Times are really fast, and the depth is the most crazy part. We go to a junior nationals, and I had a girl, twin sisters, and one girl went a 25-1 for a 50 butterfly, and her sister went a 25-4 for a 50 butterfly, and the girl that went 25-1 was 7th in the 50 butterfly, and the girl that went 25-4 didn't make the D final, so wasn't in the top 32. That's how close things are at this level. So until you get to like the Katie Ledecky, you don't separate yourself that much. Even watching those world records being broken in the 100 butterfly at trials and the 100 backstroke at trials, there were girls right there behind her. It wasn't like they were way out in front. They didn't dominate. Those days are over. Well, maybe not over for Katie Ledecky. Maybe a Leon Marchand. But those people are few and far between. The depth is the crazy part about swimming in the United States and in college. It isn't so much how great the top end is. It's like the 8th, the 16th, the 24th person. The cut time to make NCAAs is crazy fast. It's just the depth that is the fast part. So if you can get on the good side of that depth, great. But in the meantime, when you're looking for times, and you're looking for look at the times that the schools go, and get a pretty good sense of what you're going to have to do to go to that school. And don't discount schools. Sometimes people don't find the right school. I had a girl that went to Indiana University, really was not one of their top 5 people in a particular event, and didn't have a very good experience. Transferred to Iowa. Again, she was one of a better swimmer at Iowa, but she still wasn't one of the best swimmers. She was used to being our superstar. I mean, she was a star in high school. So when she transferred again to Vermont for her sophomore year, and she loved it there and had a great time and a great experience. So again, don't discount schools. Look for the school that's going to fit you the best. Anyway, that's my rundown on SwimCloud and how to start your look at getting to schools. This is the greatest site there is for looking for schools if you're a swimmer.